Yes, I got my hands on the new SLA077. Retail price $2,900. This is an SLA after all. It is an 8L35 automatic movement inside. Big thanks to Tyler and the entire crew at Exquisite Timepieces, Naples, Florida, authorized dealer for the entire lineup of Seiko and Grand Seiko and like 60 other brands. They just picked up Tudor as well. You know, I was excited about them picking up Doxa. You know, they already have a hell of a lineup, and they just continue to keep their finger on the pulse of the watch community and go after the brands that are the ones that resonate with the watch enthusiast and, you know, newcomers alike. So this one right here, I don't know if it's really for a newcomer. I think this is going to be for the Seikoholics, the ones that have steadily leveled up, you know, came from maybe a 5KX or an SKX, the Turtle, the Willard, pick your dive model, and they've progressed up and they want the MarineMaster. So there are a few different options in that category. This is a more current one. They put MarineMaster back on the dial, or on the dial for this one. And this is a watch that was inspired from a 1968 diver. So it has all of the Seiko quintessential cues that make a Seiko. It has the cushion case, it has the offset crown, it has the great bezel action, and you know, everything on this one's just going to be premium. You know, a better sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, better bezel and bezel action, you know, better case finishing, really nice bracelet to go with it, and a milled out center part of the clasp system. It's stamped. Well, I don't know if it's stamped or... The metal finishing on the clasp is really good, even though it still remains thin, almost like their stamped version. But 4 micro adjust, oversized fold over keeper, double pusher, keeps it nice and thin. You know, you have your tsunami wave on the case back, of course. And we're about 2 minutes in, so let's talk about the size. I usually start with that. This width of the case is 42.7. Definitely wears like a 42 millimeter watch. It doesn't wear like a 43. Trust me on this. It's the cushion case. It's the Seiko magic. It's 42.7. The lug to lug is a 49.3. It is extended with that center link. I did not measure that, but it's kind of negated because it curves down quite a bit. But if you want that measurement, it's 53.5 roughly. But like I said, you'll see when I put it on wrist. It's not that big of a deal. 14 millimeter thick, so slightly thicker than the old SKX, which is at 13.5. So a little bit thicker than that. But instead of a flat hard lex, you have that single domed sapphire crystal. So that's probably about where that 0.5 millimeter comes in. 20 millimeter lug opening. So if you want to pop this on a gasp leather strap or something like that, or a rubber strap, you could easily do that. Plenty of options in that size. This bracelet does taper down to 18. It is a very nicely done bracelet indeed. It is a pin and collar, so if you are not comfortable sizing that, maybe ask the authorized dealer to do that for you. Whether they're shipping it to you, you could give them your wrist size and your preference. Usually go one shorter on the 6 o'clock side to help balance out the rotation of the watch. Or if you want to pick it up in person, I can't think of a better place than do it in Naples, Florida at Exquisite Timepieces, and they'll size it right there for you. You can wear it out the store. And there's other really cool stores in there too. I've bought some Tommy Bahama stuff in that little complex. They have quite a few little shops. And if you want to take a break and think about it, there's a nice little restaurant right there. You can take a little break. Anyway, seriously, if you're down in Naples, Florida, or if you're within striking distance, definitely go check it out. It is worth the trip, and go say hi to everybody there. 7 millimeter screw down crown. What is the water resist on this thing? I didn't write it down. 300 meter. Of course, it's a MarineMaster. It's going to be 300 meter. You have that date positioned in between the 4 and 5 o'clock. At a distance, you know what? I can still read it. And I think that's because it's on a lighter color background with the black print. So I think this one's still doable. And it doesn't really upset the balance of the dial, meaning all of the markers are still there in its full capacity. So still plenty legible. Date is there if you want to use it. If you want to ignore it, then ignore it. I don't really care. It's your watch. It's your money. Do whatever you want. Let's pop it on my 7¼ inch wrist. See what it looks like. I can tell you what it looks like. I can tell you what it feels like. Seiko perfection. It is the best case in the business. It is extremely comfortable, wearable, enjoyable, and just iconic. I mean, nobody does cases like Seiko. So much so that there's people that emulate it on a grand scale. Think about that. There's a lot of copycats out there, but Seiko is the king for sure. Whether it's the SKX, whether it's the Turtle, or any other Seiko diver. This one's kind of like that higher level achievement. You want to go to the MarineMaster, you got to get the SLA, get the 8L movement. It's a little bit more special of a movement, 50-hour power reserve, 4 hertz. It's darn near a Grand Seiko movement. In a Seiko, comes with a higher price point, $2,900. What does that mean? That means it's more money than a Doxa. You know, maybe you land on a Doxa. Well, Exquisite has those too, and I've done that. So there's a lot of options at that price point, but only Seiko is Seiko. If you guys are Seikoholics, you know what I'm saying. Yes, you can say, yeah, but I can get this in the used market, or I could get that, or I could do that. There's so many, so many competitive options at that $2,900 price point, but they're not Seikos. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's just, you're going to do it and you're going to justify it, but only a Seiko feels just right on wrist. And then the loom that they give you is just phenomenal. So excellent loom out of the Seiko SLA077. There's a black dial variant if you don't want this. I was hoping it was going to be more of a stark white. It's actually more of a silvery white. You did see it. They have a black dial option as well. You know what? Did I do the close-up? I can't remember if I gave you guys a close-up. I think I did. But let's go back. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see that dial, because I think that's important on this one. I was hoping it was going to be a little more white myself, but that silver dial, you can see there's like a little bit of a pattern on there. That's part of how they wanted this SLA to look. At distance, yes, it's light enough where it kind of has that white dial presence, but it is not. So, but you can see as the further you get away, it looks like a regular white dial watch. So let me know what you think about that.